Ah, there. I got YouTube started. I don't know why YouTube wasn't starting, but YouTube just started. Now Facebook is starting. So now let me see. If you're watching this and you're in Meerkats, do me a favor. Hi, Chris. Do me a favor and share this in Meerkats because I can't see the chat on Facebook, but I can see it on YouTube. So, Chris is in the house. Marine's in the house. Paul's in the house. I think if you are following me, um, I can see your comments on my regular page. So if you're not following me, play on and you're on Facebook, follow me and reload, and you'll see that I'm doing MS Live right now because this isn't about me. I'm just hosting. This is about you. So today, let's see. I'm going to talk about. I have an appointment at 2 o'clock or 2:30. Hi, Sarah. Sarah's with us now. Sarah's in the house. Um, so let me see. Uh, I've got an appointment. My appointment is for the Baclofen pump. I'm going to see. It's called a neurosurgeon. Hi, Karen. I love you guys on Facebook. I love you guys on YouTube. Remember, when you attend regularly, you help other people. So when you post things, you help me to serve our community. Remember, I'm no more special than you are. We all serve. Hi, Andrea. And we all serve each other. And the way we do it is I'm not afraid to be in front of the camera, even on my worst days, right? Which I'm afraid is worse than most people are watching me. Hi, Jane. Yes, okay. Chris asks, is baclofen for spasticity? So, when do you get the baclofen pump? And when do you consider it? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the baclofen pump. When only because that's something that you may want to consider in the future. You may want to consider it now. Summer, I shouldn't consider it until the winter. Uh, People tend to be more spastic when they get cold. People with MS, when you get cold. Hi, Brandy. When you get cold. So, hi, Susan. Oh my gosh, I love it when regulars attend. Again, I'm only hosting. I need your input. I need your input and your questions. So the baclofen pump, all right. Typically in the hi Shabria, you're not on Facebook. I love it that you're here. Hi Andrew. Uh, uh, okay, the baclofen pump in the winter. Uh, if I don't take baclofen on a regular basis, uh, I get so spastic. It's on the couch, right? On the couch, I will jet out like a Barbie girl. Uh, so, hi, Dennis. Uh, my other account, Dennis. Dennis, you're. Hi, Diana. Uh, uh, Jane, if you can, Diana, I got your email. Jane, wait a minute. Diana. All right. I got your email. I'm sorry. I got an answer. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. All right. So, all right. Spasticity. Spasticity takes effect. I'm going to show you my arm. When opposing muscles flex at the same time. So, say my triceps flex. My triceps flex and my biceps flex at the same time. When they flex at the same time, what happens? All right, when two opposing muscles flex at the same time, the arm doesn't know what to do. The nerves are telling the bicep and the tricep anywhere on your body. It's telling it the muscle to be stiff, to it's telling the muscle to flex, to go out, to stretch, right? And what happens when biceps and triceps are stretching at the same time? It jerks out. It jerks out. It gets stiff, right? It gets stiff. Can't bend it. Can't bend it, right? So that happens on our quadriceps and our hamstrings. It most often happens with your legs. What happens with my legs, but this past winter it's happened my trunk. I don't know what it's when your back and your abs flex at the same time, you get so stiff. You get like Barbie girl, and your everything stiffens up. I slid off the couch this past winter. I slid off the couch because I got so stiff, right? You'll know this because you'll stand up on a walker, you'll stand up to use your cane. It cannot get over all of a sudden. You know what? How you'll know this? Those of you who've gone down to the shore and you have MS, you go down. I'm a Jersey girl, all right. So you go down the shore, and the waves come up and hit your toe. What happens when the cold waves hit? Hi, Elena. What happens when the cold waves hit your toe? You it's like you've been electrocuted. You yes, it can be painful. All right, sorry, YouTube. I sorry. Facebook. All right, okay, it can be painful. All right, it's a little cattywampus. All right, so it can be painful. All right, let me just try. All right. Okay, it can be painful. Yes, it can be painful. All right. And you think, because all of a sudden the wave hits, the ebbing and flowing of the tide, the waves come up, and you think you're going to cool off your feet. All of a sudden, it's like you're on the electrical system. Somebody has live wired uh, your body, and you start jerking. How do we battle that? I'm going to tell you how we battle that. Right? They give us Baclofen, they give us Tizidine, Valium works, anything that relaxes the muscles tends to work. Uh, Unfortunately, what happens when you take too much Baclofen? The maximum dose of Baclofen is 120 milligrams. I'm on that, right? And that I'm on that to defrost my body so it's not so rigid. Uh, and exactly, Chris. It's exactly so. So on YouTube, they're talking about how it knocks you over. Uh, how long does it last, Jane? Good question. How long does it last? It can last anywhere, and I'm thinking when I get spastic, I can fall over, right? And I stand up. It's worse for me when in the winter when your body's cold. You tend to get more spastic. I recognize that when I get in a cold pool. That's why uh, I wear neoprene, right? I have to keep the core warm because when I get in, yeah, are you cold? All right. Okay. So what happens? You're right. All right. So it lasts. To answer your question, it can last 10 minutes, depending on how warm you are. Not 10 minutes. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you're warmer, you defrost. I equate it with a quick frozen spell. It's like you're being X-rayed by uh, uh, a frozen ray. So you're sitting on the couch, and I say that because, and you're reading your morning stuff, and you're drinking your coffee, and all of a sudden you have to go to the bathroom. So you stand up, and all of a sudden you start jerking. You get so stiff, you get so rigid. A lot of us, some of us fall over. Some of us will have an accident, right? A bathroom accident because we are made to jerk around, right? We're made to. We're not in control of our body. It's like a alien jumped in our body, took it over, and we have to wait for that spasticity to calm down. Baclofen, uh, Baclofen will help your bladder because so much we've discovered on this MS5, so many of our symptoms, including our vascular symptoms, our bladder symptoms, even the heart symptoms, let me see, spasticity, uh, so much equates to uh, 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 spasticity in various parts of our body. It can last 5 seconds if it's really warm. All right, you're really warm. You stand up. There's very good chance if you're overheated. Uh, very few of us have a spasticity when we're overheated. Hi, Tim. Tim's in the house, by the way. Tim R is on Facebook, and sometimes you're on YouTube. So people are talking about how much baclofen they take a day. If you notice, I don't need baclofen as much in the summer. In the winter, you tend to need baclofen more because the colder your body is, the more rigid it gets. I mean, you think of the frozen ray, right? The frozen, think about it like that. I'm big on metaphors. All right, so I'm doing a frozen ray. You see the light? It's like a frozen ray. In the summer, you don't have that. In the winter, you do. Okay, so how much Baclofen do you take, Susan? Beehives. All right, Susan. All right? How do you treat it? What kind of medication do you treat it? Uh, the most common symptom of baclofen, of tizidine, of Valium, of anything that relaxes our muscles is it relaxes our brain. So fatigue, it continues with the fatigue. That is the enemy. Uh, uh, so do you want to be defrosted? At least you can sleep comfortably. forget it. Forget it. Forget it. All right. So what is our option? Hi, Rob. Yeah, it's Rob. Rob is complimenting me. He says I look good. Thank you, Jane. You know what? It's always smoke and mirrors. It's always. I. Do you think I should do a smoke and mirrors beauty vlog? How to look good despite how you're feeling, because it's all smoke and mirrors. And you know what? I love it. Hi, Liz. I love you all because you see. I'm just a host, but you see the 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 inside of me. How much I love each of you. What rock stars. Gosh, you got MS? MS warrior. I got in. All right. So let me go back. All right. Squirrel. Squirrel. Because I'm like a chicken. I've been diverted. Okay. So, and I will tell you, just a squirrel, a little bit. And I did a video about this. I look my best when I don't feel well, when I'm exhausted, when I'm running late. I just because when you're feeling bad is when you need to look good, right? So throw on your fanciest dress. Put on your face. By the way, I don't make this stuff up. Hi, Josie. I don't make this stuff up. There's too many YouTube videos on how to apply face makeup to look younger. Look at my roots. All right, my teeth. You people say, do you bleach your teeth? It's not like it's not readily available. Yes, I bleach my teeth. I dye my hair. I didn't put eye drops in my eyes. I contour my eyes and my cheeks with dark makeup so I look younger than I do. It's all smoke and mirrors. So, are you kidding? I'm going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a video with nothing on in my pajamas. All right? Just rolling out of bed. All right? I'm going to show you the real me. And I told you we changed. This used to be the bedroom, and now the lighting is straight ahead. Oh my gosh! You know what? Note to self. You know what, you're a year older than me. Oh my gosh! I just turned 53 in June. Well, happy birthday. Yeah, you know what? Tim said something really funny. All right, Tim said something funny. He says, we're all muttons dressed as lamb chops. Remember, the worse day you're having, the fancier hat, throw on your eyebrows, because as we age, the number one thing that we lose is eyebrows. All right. Okay, now back to Baclofen. If you can't take Baclofen because you have side effects, if you have side effects like it makes you too tired, if it gives you hives, which Susan talks about that. Chris says that she's on let me see, she's on, I just saw, I think it was 120. No, she takes 10 milligrams. Chris takes 10 milligrams 4 times a day. Diana takes 20 milligrams twice a day. In the winter, I take 20 milligrams I take 40 milligrams 3 times a day, breakfast, but I'm trying to spread it out. In the summer, I take 10 milligrams in the morning, say right when I get up. So it can be between 6 and 9 o'clock, depending on my duty sleep. So I'll take 10 milligrams then. Then I'll take 10 milligrams about 11 to 12. Then I take 10 milligrams at about 2 to 3. And then I'll take 10 milligrams at 5. And then I'll take 10 milligrams when I go to bed. One of my problems is that I have restless leg syndrome, which is not related to spasticity. It is those of you who have it. I need to stop everything right now and talk about it. It is probably the worst symptom I have felt. I'd rather not walk than have restless leg syndrome. It is described as feeling like ants are walking up your feet on your ankle, and you just can't handle it anymore. You got to shake it. That is how most people describe it. I describe it as it's like a spring you push down. You push down with your foot, and you're holding it down, and all of a sudden your foot gets too tired, and all of a sudden the spring bounces. You gotta let it off, and the knee jumps up, the foot bounces. All right. So if and that happens most often at the end of the day when we're done walking. Uh, uh, it is so miserable. Some people recommend magnesium supplements. You know what? The only thing that has worked for me is it's called ropinol. Ropinol. It's ROPININOL. Uh, Gosh, I have that. I take 2 at night. I take 1 in the morning. You know what? Jane, all right, she's talking about her age because everybody's talking about their age right now. And I will tell you, Jane, you know better than saying that. And Dennis, you know better. You guys know better. You guys may be healthier than I am because you're all, even though you're older. I mean, I may be 53, but let me tell you something. When I have a friend that works at the gym, and she keeps telling me she just had her 92nd birthday. I will 92nd birthday, and I'll tell you, it's not about age. I have a friend who just died of MS. And I talked to her husband, who's giving me a stair lift, that goes down the stairs for my laundry. And I will tell you, I keep bumping the wire for YouTube. So no, I'm not. All right, I'm not going to bump it. All right. So what I'm saying is that it has nothing to do with our age, right? There's people who are catatonic that have to go for this Baclofen pump, right? Baclofen pump is something you should consider when the side effects. All right, 3 things. When the side effects of Baclofen and of Tizidine, the exhaustion you can't tolerate, so you should consider that when it's no longer effective at the highest dose. So you're taking 120 milligrams of Baclofen or 30, I believe it's 36 milligrams of Tizidine. And I'll tell you what, anybody taking Valium, for spasticity. I can tell you right off bat, you're tired. You're tired, and it's not MS exhaustion. It is Valium exhaustion. All right, so you can't stand to take the medication because it makes you tired, right? Then you go to a neurosurgeon, which I'm going to go to, even though I don't need it in the summer. I'm going to go. All right, I hit it again. All right, you guys can laugh at me. All right, all right, laugh at me. All right, all right. Did I stop? You know what? I see you all laughing at me. I see you, and you guys are laughing at me, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. So see that? Chris, I knew it. I knew Chris. I knew you were laughing at me. And Jane, that's funny. All right. So Diana said, boy, would I love reflexology. It's true. Reflexology is great. And reflexology works. That's all right. Laugh at me. All right. Laugh at me. Laugh with me. As long as you're laughing, I am I'm overjoyed. All right, so you know what, Facebook, you need to tune in just because I'm so unprofessional. You gotta wait in some hour. Which disaster is going to befall Dulci Jean Repke Hill? Because I promise you, out loud, I promise you. Okay, so Diane had a wonderful, Gina, I didn't see that you were here. My love, my love, Gina, I love you, Gina. I love you, Gina. I'm going to come over to Canada just to kiss you, Gina. All right, so she takes Baclofen, Gina, 3 times a day. What I want to know from you guys is that uh, uh, I want to know, do you change that dose? Do you change the dose of the Baclofen in the winter? Because I take a lot more Baclofen in the winter. A lot more Baclofen in the winter than I do in the summer. In the summer, um, I take 80. It's like 80. Sometimes I don't even take that. I take as needed, which makes them so angry because it's as needed. So in the winter, I take the full 120, which is why I'm going today, because prior to the winter months, I'm going because what the baclofen pump puts minute amounts of baclofen. It may put 0.02 milligrams directly into your spinal fluid, which is where the medicine you take eventually gets uh, uh, into that spinal fluid, which will help the spasticity. So I'm going because I'm your guinea pig, right? I did the bladder pacemaker, and I'm going uh, now to find out my options for the winter. Uh, because yeah, I've got to go. Now, what they do is they do a trial. They put it's a trial where they put a pump into your spinal column and exactly. So they put it, and Chris is letting Dennis know that's what I'm going to the appointment today to find out information. Also to schedule the trial. I probably will schedule the trial in October when I start getting cold, right? And in October, beginning of October. So do the schedule the trial. It's you'll get trace amounts of baclofen put directly into your spinal fluid. The side effects are, I'm going to tell you more on Thursday because I have the appointment today with this neuro. By the way, very few people in each state do this. So I'm going to check it out and I'll let you know. Mary and Liz, Mary, I know that thank you for watching, Mary. Uh, you probably, I'm thinking Jane F. Uh, there's people with primary progressive or who are in a wheelchair that get spasm. You'll know you get spasm because you're in a scooter and all of a sudden you lock up. So think about that when you are on the couch. I was talking about this before the camera went off. You're on the couch, you're drinking your coffee, you're reading your paper, you have to go to the bathroom, you get up, to go to the bathroom, you have an attack of spasticity that lasts longer than your bladder is able to hold itself, right? So to equip the body is throwing a diaper in the morning because you're not going to need it throughout the day in the summer. So throw it on pre-planning a disaster. Will that mess with the other pump on your? No. Chris asked because I've got the pacemaker for my bladder that sends a stimulation up my spine. It's nerve, it's electrodes, right? That it sends a constant pulse. It's like a pacemaker in your heart. I have a bladder pacemaker that I'm willing to talk about. It's another thing. So if that is a constant pulse that goes up your spine on the nerves that lets the brain know bladder exists constant, and it seems to work. The pump is all it is a tube going from a little medication thing that's on your abdomen, and it gets filled. I think it gets filled. I'm going to find out exactly, so I'm not going to give you misinformation, but it gets filled and it on a schedule delivers trace amounts of baclofen to your spinal cord, and it's more mechanical. It's kind of like putting oil in your car. Little bits of oil it's not related to antifreeze, right? The antifreeze cools the car, and the oil lubricates the engine. So it's like the bladder, right? The bladder stimulation is nerves. It works with my faulty nerves, which we all have. And baclofen pump is just a way of delivering medicine that bypasses your brain. All it does is relax your muscles. It's trace amount. So instead of taking 120 milligrams in the winter, I will be getting trace amounts, smaller amounts. Uh, and I'll tell you what, you want to go to an expert, a neurosurgeon, and that has so much experience. There's only one in the state of Maryland that is, he didn't even take new patients. You got to be referred to a fantastic MS doctor. Don't go to anybody who will give it to you. Uh, it's so critical that you listen to me. Don't go to anybody, any popsicle stand, physical therapist, or doctor who says they can do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I went. Remember, I was getting the Botox injections in my leg, and that's supposed to be another option for spasticity. All right. Remember, I talked about alternating muscles causing you to lock out. Well, what they do is an option is you put Botox in one of the muscles that is the stronger muscle, so that it has a chance of letting the weaker muscle make up for that. So I went for Botox before. That tends to be something that you would try before, only if it's in a finite area. Hi, Jan. A finite area of your body. So if you only have spasticity in your legs, then it's good to go. Say our quadriceps tend to be stronger than our hamstrings. So if you were like me, you would go to the popsicle stand physical therapist doctor who and she injected Botox into my quadricep, the front of my leg muscle, the top thigh muscle, right? And that allowed the strength in the hamstring to work on that. So it wasn't as spastic. Uh, and I'll caution you. Too much Botox. A lot of us depend on spasticity instead of muscles, right? Because we've learned to. So all of a sudden, exactly. Exactly. So, and Gina talks about when you take too much Baclofen, you notice you get weak, because how much is muscle strength and how much do we depend on spasticity? So by taking that spasticity away, you have to be committed to doing squats, to building the muscles in your body. I'm one to talk because I've gotten progressively worse. Progressively, which goes back to the age thing. I'm that 92-year-old moves better than I do. Thank you for the time check, Chris. All right, so spasticity, you have to be so careful. If you get trace amounts, they monitor how much you get, and I've got to be committed, right? I've got to be committed to doing doorknob squats. I don't, you know what? Those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you look at the exercise stuff, their playlist, you will see that there is doorknob squats. There's healthy things that we should be doing, and then there is Carolyn. Carolyn is beautiful to look at. Oh my gosh. And I like her because it's 15 minutes of weightlifting. It's 15 minutes. You can do it sitting down of which I'm going to do as soon as I'm done this. I'm going to go out there before my appointment. 15 minutes, and sometimes just 10-minute videos. Anybody can do every other day. With MS, it's like it's made for MS. If we're too tired, if we're too 15 minutes. I was at the pool. 15 minutes. I was at the pool yesterday. There was a woman who looked at me and she said, "You have amazing arms. You couldn't possibly get that from your swimming," because I swim a half a mile. By the way, and I'll tell you a little bit about my swimming. You couldn't do you obviously lift weights, and I said, yeah, but I no longer lift them in the gym. I'm not having fun in the gym anymore. Fun is only if you'd rather be doing something else. I am enjoying the swimming, which, by the way, I always ask people to correct me. Where is my thinking wrong? And I asked a gentleman to assess what I'm doing wrong. He does he's an older gentleman in his 70s. He does triathlons. No, he's about to do the Ironman to raise money for St. Jude. So I asked him, assess my swimming and tell me how I can rectify it so my shoulder doesn't hurt for my rotator cuff. I'm telling you, I got out of the pool and he was sitting there. He didn't move. Then he came up to me and he says, "All right, you know, I describe my swimming, my legs jet out and they fly like the wind. They're like outriggers, right? They're out like this and they're spread. It's almost like I do the split, you know. It's not pretty. And I will post the video. In fact, I will do that, the before and after. He says you got to bring them in because it's creating drag, and you swimming is now you're pulling a boat. You're pulling a lot of weight. So we got to get your legs together." So he gave me a band to bring my knees together. So my feet are like this. No longer are they like this, right? Problem is when you don't use your legs and you are so lean, right? Your legs sink. So what he did is he says, now we got to figure out a way to get your legs up higher. Well, if I use a floaty device in between my thighs up, it's too much. It's too much. So it's too much, right? But I used a very light dumbbell and put it between my knees. Deb, you're here. I'm glad you're on YouTube. So I put this very light styrofoam dumbbell between my knees, like right above the rubber band, the swimming rubber band to do the laps. Oh my gosh, it changed my life. So tomorrow I'm going to be swimming my laps. You know what? I'll bring this. I'll bring my cell phone. Maybe I'll bring my laptop. I'm thinking out loud to record that so I can post it on YouTube before and after. All right, because all right. So I know I'm talking about the Baclofen pump. All right, the Baclofen pump. All right, so, and I was talking about the woman who, the reason why you don't go for the injection, or I'm sorry, the Baclofen pump with the person who does the Botox. You can go to anyone for Botox injections. It's a different type of Botox than the kind that makes you look young and paralyzes your face. It's different type. It's a type that doesn't last as long and paralyzes the muscle. And the reason why you don't want to go there, I went. I was waiting in a room for this woman. She's from Nigeria. I'm not going, and it has nothing to do because with race. It has nothing to do with where they live. I'm just calling out. In fact, I shouldn't have called that out because humans can be blessings or they can be curses. So I was sitting in this room, and I love people from Africa, from different, and it's not Africa, it's different countries. I know all the 52 countries in Africa, and so there's no such thing as Afro-American. There is Nigerian Americans. There's not Euro Americans. People don't say I'm Euro American. You say I'm Irish. I'm I've gone off the trail again. Okay, so what am I talking about? Why you don't go there? Why you don't go to the person who gives you the Botox? I was sitting in the waiting room, waiting for her, and I hear this blood curdling scream, a scream of panic, a scream. Somebody's in trouble. A scream that is so blood curdling from a man that I wanted to help. It just, you go to this. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. And she came in to calm my fears. I said, "What is going on?" The doctor came in and said an ambulance is coming for that guy right now. He did the Baclofen pump trial, and when I went to take it out, apparently she gave him so much when I don't know if any of this is true. When they took it out, it was so much Baclofen that his body had a reaction where every muscle in his body ended up cramping, like Charlie horse cramping. This won't happen to a neurosurgeon who is experienced in working with mechanics of the human body. The difference is the woman that came in and talked to me. She is more a kinesiologist. She's a doctor of movement, right? So and she's licensed to be able to give the Baclofen pump to assist on movement. But it's no, don't go to a doctor of kinesiology, of movement, of Baclofen, of don't go there for the Baclofen pump. The person I'm going to, or I'm going to tell you, is he is, all right, let me see, Dr. Neil Nath. He is rated as the doctor's choice for doctors. So Dennis, all right, this is a neurosurgeon, okay? I'm looking at, welcome to Shan, it's the Berman and Malcolm Brain and Spine Institute. All right, I don't know whether you can see that. It is critical. It's Life Bridge Health. All right, I'm gonna have to fill this out. I didn't fill any of this out. but it's a new patient thing. So, and it's authorization to contact my neurologist. He works closely with the neurologist. You know what? If it's done safely, Tim says I'll stick to the tablets. If this is done safely by a neurosurgeon, if it's done safely, I will let you know that this looks like it's a better option than the pill. I am to the point where at 53 years old, I am so tired. I'm so tired that I want to get everything out of my body that helps me be more tired. Helps me. Okay. So everybody on YouTube is now saying that they would much rather be on the pill. Dennis, when the pills stop working, people like you and me, in the winter, pills don't work for me. I slide. I have accidents because I'm too busy getting off the couch and I'm spastic. When the pills stop working, or the side effects are too bad, where you're catatonic and you need a Provigil, Nuvigil, Ritalin, you need these things to be awake, right? A downer and an upper. You need these things to be awake. Then you need to consider it. And I'm going to tell you on Thursday how my appointment went today. So I have to drive a long way. It's going to be like an hour trip. But I don't have to drive. I asked my husband to drive because I'm a disaster behind the car. If it's in my zip code, I'm fine. I know it's 11:55. All right. So I want to make sure that I answered everybody's question about the Baclofen pump. Jane, so you can find out today. You know what? And Chris says, can you turn it off in the summer and then turn it on in the winter? You know what? I'm going to ask that question. I don't. In fact, I'm going to ask that question. I may record on my phone. I may record what's going the conversation, because that is a wonderful question. You know what? And Gina talks about every time she increases the baclofen, she gets too weak. It's true, Gina. The only way that you and I should increase the baclofen is and put a note on the baclofen bottle or in the pill case. Taking this necessitates me doing legs. I've got to demand more strength, be in those legs. You know why many of us become disabled, end up with secondary chronic progressive, but why we end up in wheelchairs? Because we get tired of rehabbing. We get tired. I am to the point where I don't want to do. I just don't want to do. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But guess what? Use it or lose it. So you have to do it. 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 Use it or lose it. And I'll let you know that somebody who does the primary progressive MS, by the way, I know what time it is, but it says on live on the top left, it says 54 minutes. I'm going to give you a full 60 minutes right there. I know the clock says 11:57, and in YouTube, Facebook, you're going to go longer because I started that faster. So Liz, chime in if you have anything to add about this. Uh, Again, age. All right, we're going back to age. Age doesn't matter uh, depending on how disabled we are. There are people who are 18 that are more disabled than the 92-year-old that does Zumba 3 times a week, does laps in the pool 3 times a quarter mile, and lifts weights 2 times a week on Mondays and Wednesdays. And you know what? You can tell you're healthy. They're healthy people if they stick to routine. We with advanced MS can no longer follow routines, right? Sometimes we get up at 6 in the morning. Sometimes we get up at 9. It depends on what our body needs. We eat when we're hungry. Uh, Problem is that when we first decide the size we want to be, we eat on a schedule. But you can't do that. You can't take your medicine on the schedule. It's got to be on a certain time. All right, all right. You know what? I'm contradicting myself, aren't I? I'm contradicting. All right, the medication has to be on a schedule, but the food we spend our time no longer we spend our time reacting to how our symptoms are. So I'm thinking, do I before I was going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 o'clock, between 12 and 1, lifting weights, and then between 1 and 2 swimming. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Can't do it. Can't do it now because I don't have the energy to lift weights and then swim. So, and my preference is to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is to swim a half mile. I can do that, right? But I've got to be committed Tuesday and Thursday. I can do 15 minutes of Carolyn. Problem is every Saturday I should be committed to doing legs every Saturday, once a week. You know what? I'm talking about making a list, checking it on. There's something to that. But I need to let you know that Tim aerodynamic. And actually, what's most important for us when we have MS isn't cardiovascular, isn't doing the laps in the pool, isn't raising our heart rate. It is anaerobic exercise. It's lifting weights. Lifting weights. Lifting weights. Lifting, doing crunches, doing the doorknob squat. You use it or lose it, everyone. It doesn't matter your age. People say, well, wait, they like to tell me, wait till you get to be 90. God willing, I don't make it. Jesus will call me sooner. I want to show you a picture of Rhonda and I in California. I had MS let me see, I had MS for about 15 years. My neurologist in Seattle said that, and I was in Southern California, and I let him know that I wasn't doing well. He said I had secondary chronic progressive then. You see, I had a cane but I didn't use it. And I also had a walker for going for a long walk. Uh, uh, that is, I think, in 2001, it was taken. In 2001, if I could have that body and that strength, I'd want to live till 92. I don't have that strength anymore. In fact, I don't even have the concentration. But I know I'm preaching to the choir, right? I am the pot telling uh, the kettle that's in the fire that it's hot. You guys know. You know, right? And you know what? Those of you who walk with Jesus Christ know that this here, God really loves us to allow us to have a disease that will make people notice. It's our duty to allow people to be our angels, to allow people to load up our walkers, our wheelchairs, our canes, to help us with groceries. Even if we don't need it, let people be a blessing. Those of us who walk with Jesus, and I'm saying this not to get you to believe in Christ. I'm saying that because that's who I am. All right? Just when you believe in something greater than yourself, when you scientifically ask questions like I have, and you come to Christ. In fact, the Bible, I after asking the questions, I reject the way I was raised, which made me more of an atheist than anything. But when you ask questions, seek and seeking ye shall find, knock, and the door will be answered to you. Ask, and it will be answered. Right? If you do that, if you find yourself being more comforted by the information that I'm giving away for free, for free. You know why? Because it's not me. This is it. The world is not me. It's not me. It's you. It's your. If you are comforted and you are brought here, even if you don't believe in God and in Christ, I believe God brought you here. And the things you say help everyone. So if you don't know Christ and I didn't send you a bookmark, uh, uh, I'm gonna ask if you have you ever asked Christ into your heart. Do so. Just you know what? Why not? Right? Yeah. And the way you do it, it's easy. You say, "Dear Lord, I failed in life to achieve the peace I hear you provide. You bring it everywhere I look. I recognize that the pride has blinded me from your ways. I know that I'm a sinner and I ask for your forgiveness. I believe that you died and rose from the dead, and you died for my sins. I turn from my sins and invite you into my life to be my savior and to be my friend and to allow me to see the beauty in life. I want you to know, I want to know you and the peace you bring in trusting in you as my Lord and Savior. If you prayed that prayer, then you will be convicted to love on others uh, free of cost. So if you're not getting things for free, let me know. I love you all. I got to do my weightlifting because I said I would. And then I will see you on Thursday with an update of how my appointment went. Bye. Bye.